Hey, what is up guys, it's f0rest here, and today we're gonna try something new. We're actually gonna test out and kind of review a brand new monitor from BenQ, the XL2546K. This is also not a sponsored video, this is something I wanted to try out and see how I can do it. So we're gonna walk through my first impressions of the monitor and kind of test the limits of it. So join me and it's gonna be a fun ride. One of the first things I realized when I picked up the monitor and plugged it in is definitely the footstand of the monitor. I have the previous model, the XL2546, which has a much larger base, and this is something that is much welcome for me as a pro gamer. So much smaller, which gives me more space to move around the keyboard, and actually I get closer with my mouse pad as well. I can move around my mouse a bit more freely. All in all, it's just more spacious, which is a good thing for me, and I think everyone is going to enjoy it. I think it's a welcome change for the ZOWIE model. Also, one of the first things I noticed when I plugged in the monitor when I got it and I started playing was actually the response time. I know they stated that they haven't put exact numbers on the response time, but I noticed incredible difference compared to the older model I have, and it's so much smoother and more responsive to what I'm doing, the actions that I'm doing. That is a big plus, especially since FPS game is very fast-paced and you need to get control very fast with your eye and hand coordination with the mouse, and it really smoothens out the movement and makes you feel like you're more in control over the game, and I just love that. That is one of the first things that I noticed and said, like, wow, we're pushing the limits and boundaries of what monitors can do. Another feature that is included with the monitor is the different FPS modes they do have when you plug in the monitor. They have FPS 1, FPS 2, FPS 3, depending on which game you're playing, and one of those settings are optimized for CSGO, and that is FPS mode 1, which I tried out, and with everything in life it comes to your own personal preference, but I think they did a good job with the settings. There's obviously some tweakings that I'm gonna do with the brightness adjusting and the black equalizer. Black equalizer is a great tool to have. I know a lot of different pros use different kind of levels of black equalizer, but I think overall they did a good job regarding the settings. So for newer players who aren't as experienced as me, who's been playing on competitively monitors for a long time now, it's a very easy setting to just go to, press FPS 1 and you're pretty much good to go. But I like to do some fine tuning, definitely tweak around a little bit with black equalizers, which raises the gray and black scale a little bit, which could make enemies stand out to make darker areas more brighter in a more natural way, which I do like in some parts. Some parts I don't like black equalizers. I've actually switched between them both. I have 0 black equalizer, I've had around 10 to 15 black equalizer. It kind of depends on my mood, but as I said, it's a personal preference. It's very easy and accessible to go in and change, and it's a very nice thing they added. As I mentioned, there's 3 FPS modes now included. I did say that one of them was for CSGO. There's also 2 more, which is one for Call of Duty and one for Fortnite. If you also update the monitor, you will get optimized settings for Valorant. I haven't done that on this one, but this is something for those who play Valorant that can do. All they need to do is update and you will have, as they claim, optimized settings for Valorant. Another feature that is very popular with the ZOWIE BenQ monitors is the Dynamic Accuracy Plus. They added, also known as DAC, which basically reduces motion blur during gameplay, which is well needed when playing FPS games, let me tell you that much. Characters are moving so fast in that game that you don't want any, I think it's called ghosting, where kind of the model is lagging behind a little bit and creates like this ghosting effect. What it basically does is kind of removes that or reduces it to a point where you won't notice it, which in other terms will make it more smoother or seem smoother, right? And make you hit enemies much easier, since you're not confused if you see multiple enemies or one enemy. You might be wondering if I do notice any difference between this monitor and the older model XL2546. In my honest opinion, I do not. All I know is that in both of these monitors, they work to what they say they're supposed to do, right? Reduce blurriness, reduce motion blur. And it does a great job at doing that. It feels very clear, the picture feels very clear at all times. Even though I'm in a gunfight or spraying down an enemy, I never get any blurriness response from the monitor. It's all just super crisp and kind of what I expect at this point from ZOWIE and BenQ. If I didn't mention it already, which I probably should have by now, it's obviously at 240 Hertz, which is for a professional player, the best you can get at this moment. It's kind of like the standard hertz of tournaments as well, so it's the preferred choice for me to use 240, which if you're not playing on 240, I could definitely recommend. If you have a 60 Hertz or 144, it is a big upgrade to go to 240. I know the monitors can be a bit expensive, but if you're looking to make an investment into your gaming career or want to take that next step, I think it's a worthwhile upgrade to do. Just go from 60 to 240 will change your life. 144 will also make a big improvement. I was skeptical at first when 240 Hertz was introduced a few years back. I was playing 144 and I thought to myself that there's no way in hell this can make a big difference, right? Shame on me, because 240 Hertz definitely is a big change to do, even from 144 to 240. I would say it's like the default right now for high-end competitive gameplay. Another cool little thing is that you have this small little pad which gives you even easier access to the quick access, where you can switch through the settings. You can go from, as I said, FPS 1, which is CSGO. I won't be changing too much in there, but you can change the modes fairly quickly, very easy and accessible. You can change the diac if you want to, and you reach the menu very fast. If you want to go into color vibrance is also something that is very much a personal preference. Some people like it more colorful. I do like a lot of color when I play, and I use a fair amount of digital vibrance in Windows, but I also try to compensate with adding a little bit more color through the quick settings. If I feel like it's too grayish, or if it's too colorful on some maps, I can quick and easy go in, lower the color vibrance, or make it higher if I want to. This is a personal preference, and it's very easy and accessible to just go in and change even mid-rounds or even mid-games. So very easy, very nice, actually something that I'm gonna enjoy. Another thing is that it's also very easy. I think the Footstand makes it very comfortable to switch the tilting of the monitor. It's very easy and very comfortable with one hand to move it up and down. Sometimes you want to lounge back a little bit in the chair, you know, you maybe want to relax after playing some intense games. You want to lean back, you can tilt the monitor to your preference. You want to go into game mode, you can tilt it back up. I think it feels very smooth. I think it's actually smoother and feels more comfortable than the previous model. So I think that is also an upgrade it did. It feels very nice. I do tend to switch the tilt level of the monitor quite a bit when I'm playing. Sometimes I feel like I don't sit in the exact same position all the time when I'm playing. I might readjust my legs, I might readjust the height sometimes, and then it's very nice to have a monitor that you can fast and easily just tilt by using one hand, for example. Sometimes I used two in the past. This is a one-hand operation. ZOWIE BenQ has been my preferred choice for the past few years. It's also the tournament standard. And one of the reasons is, for me, because when you plug and play, it delivers the moment you plug it in, hence the plug and play, right? I think it's very, very good. The default settings and the FPS modes they've already fixed. It's such a good position that you don't have to do too much. Obviously you can change the colors or the black equalizer to your preferred choice, but other than that, it's pretty much just go time. You just plug it in and you go and play, and that is something I like compared to other monitors. I know it sounds like I'm trying to sell you in on this monitor, but I have been playing on a lot of different brands and tried a lot of different monitors, and in my honest opinion, what I can say is that this monitor delivers the best in terms of the settings and the way it performs, and that's why you see me using it, you see a lot of different pros using it, and it's pretty much the preferred choice of a lot of pro players. It's just because it is among the best, if not the best, monitors out there. So in conclusion, would I recommend this monitor for people who already has a 240 Hz? Probably not. I don't think it's worthwhile this small but yet good improvements it made compared to the other models. But if you are coming from a 60 or 144 Hz monitor and looking for the best competitive monitor, definitely go with this one. I think it's incredible and I'm gonna be using it, and I think overall it's a good product, but I wouldn't upgrade from a 240 Hz to this one just because to gain that small advantage, unless you're looking to really be competitive and like top of the line when it comes to equipment, then go for it. Otherwise, you can probably hold on for a few years until you upgrade. So there was something new I was trying out, the BenQ XL2546K. It's been a lingering interest in me to kind of review a product, and something I'm looking to do more in the future. I hope you guys learned or enjoyed the video as much as I did doing it, and I will see you guys next time.